NAPAHPI. Yeah, NAPAHPI. So in a move that unites the North American countries, so Canada, the United States, and Mexico, just even further than they already are. They're uniting together for pandemic reasons for the NAPAHPI, or the extensively titled North American Preparedness for Animal and Human Pandemics Initiative. Let's take a look at this thing. News release October 23. So this is just coming out a couple days ago. Fun stuff. So we can see here Canada, the United States, and Mexico. This is straight from the Public Health Agency of Canada, so straight from their government. Canada, the United States, and Mexico released the North American Preparedness for Animal and Human Pandemics Initiative, October 23. It says Canada and U.S. and Mexico have strong and long-standing partnership and are connected across many areas, including health, business, and social relationships. This interconnectedness means that disruptions such as the COOF pandemic or other threats to health security can have impacts across all three countries. Through continued coordination, if I can speak coordinatedly, and cooperation, we can support the health and well-being of our populations. Fear, peace and security and safety of your body and stuff. You get the fear button. Yeah, everybody. Panic, fear. Oh no, we got to protect everybody from these things that we're making ourselves. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot to, since this is coming from Canada, we got to protect everybody from the things we're making ourselves. Sorry, I got to make it Canadian. Moving forward. It says, today, the Public Health Agency of Canada, in collaboration with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, Public Safety Canada, and Global Affairs Canada, and their respective counterparts in the United States and Mexico, released the NAPAHPI. NAPAHPI fulfills commitments made during the 2021 and 2023 North American Leaders Summit to strengthen North America's regional health security by working together to mitigate and respond to public health threats. It also provides a flexible framework that will help North American partners collaborate to address the challenges of potential future pandemics or other public health threats that require coordinated response. So it's a long document. We're not going to get into the whole document. I just picked out a few things that I think would be good to go over so we have a good idea of what's going on. First things first, says the NAPAHPI complements the international health regulations. They're basing it off of the 2005 ones, but with the new IHRs, which I've gone over before, which are nasty. I believe the whole pandemic treaty thing was just a show in order to get the IHR regulations in. I believe that was what they wanted to do. It's rolling. So they may have designed it off the 2005 framework, but I absolutely believe that this falls in line with the updated ones, which is no bueno, as the people in Italy would say. It says, in other international mechanisms which seek to strengthen and protect global health security and supports a One Health, or should we say One World Health approach, which is designed entirely off of Gnostic New Age belief. Again, End Times New Age series, if you want to catch how that works. Approach that considers the relationship between the health of humans, animals, and the environment. Together, Canada and the United States and Mexico will advance NAPAHPI's goals by working on key areas for collaboration: animal diseases, epidemiological surveillance. I think I kind of got that right. Medical countermeasures, public health measures, medical supply chains, health systems, risk communications, border health measures, critical infrastructure, risk assessment, joint exercises, sustainable financing, and all that jazz. So if we get to this, though, some interesting things I want to point out. A couple of quotes from the people who put this thing together. It says, the United States is committed to strengthening health security and preparing for future threats. Yeah, because you know what future threats are coming, don't you? To be successful, we must coordinate closely across governments as well as with industry and community leaders, which is what this platform makes possible. Our nations cannot be strong unless they are healthy. That's why we will continue to work together on a sustained, durable strategy that improves health security for all. Again, this security, health security, they are constantly just piling more bricks of this Antichrist beast system on top of each other, all in the name of your safety and your security and convenience. I have said that this stuff will kill us, and they are using those exact reasons to do just that. So it does not surprise me at all. Now, this next one's pretty interesting. So this is framework for collaboration between Mexico, Canada, and the United States on preparedness for animal and human pandemics is an example of a close cooperation between the three countries. The framework will help us address the challenge of one health, again, one world global health based upon Gnostic New Age, and adopt new technologies and practices in the North American region. Additionally, it will promote a shared vision for surveillance, early identification of risk factors, and the planning and implementation of cooperative and sustainable responses to health emergencies. This tri-national effort will translate into more efficient protection strategies for our populations. This is just another way to connect the North American countries together into a one thing type of deal, which is very, very interesting. Now, this next thing, they list the agencies that are involved. There's a couple that I want to point out, which I find interesting. So you got the Public Health Agency of Canada, obviously, which is an important part of this. So you have their health department of their government. The United States has their Department of Health, but Department of Agriculture and Homeland Security. Hang on to those, because I think we're starting to see some dots get connected with this. And then, of course, Mexico, you got the Secretariat of Health, which is theirs, as well as their agricultural system, as well as the Secretariat of Security and Citizen Protection, which is kind of similar to our Department of Homeland Security. So, again, we've got not only their health departments, but we've got their security, Department of Homeland Security systems that are involved with this too, which is interesting. Why is it interesting? Do you guys remember a while back, a few months back, I talked about there was 2 bird flu summits that were going on at the same time in early October. There's one in my old stomping grounds of Fayetteville, Arkansas. But then there was the one in Washington, D.C., and I laid out some stuff when it comes to that. Well, there's some interesting stuff when it comes to that. So when we get into this, this is still the NAPAHPI thing. I'll show you how this connects to the bird flu stuff in just a second. Border health measures. So they're talking about the implementation of border health measures such as airports, seaports, land borders, such as the screening of passengers, vax requirements, quarantine and entry restrictions. When it comes to this, as well as risk communications, has to do with effective risk communications can facilitate information exchange that enables decision makers, stakeholders, and the public to make well-informed decisions during emergencies, potentially mitigating loss of life, serious illness, and social and economic disruption. And if you jump down, it says the NAPAHPI partners intend to explore best practices to address the infodemic phenomenon and improve risk communications. That has to do with bad information. So they're talking about loss of life and fatality. They're talking about restrictions at the borders and quarantines and vax requirements, as well as all the bad information. Well, if we jump to the bird flu summit that just took place, we will find this covers everything going on in there. Mass fatality management planning, surveillance and data management, preparing communities, local partnership, delivery of the shoot it up stuff, medical countermeasures, socioeconomic impact of livestock, public health, command control management, and it jumps down community-based planning as well as emergency response. And you can go down here. It says risk communication and community management. How to effectively counter mis and disinformation. So immediately after this summit that just took place regarding the bird flu, we got NAPAHPI that comes out that is addressing the exact same thing. Oh, but it's not done. You know how I talked about the Department of Homeland Security, the public and secure thing from Mexico, and you know how those departments are involved? Well, what are some of the other stuff that they talked about at the bird flu summit? Military preparedness and response plan, tracking the avian influenza, military installations, collaboration with civil authorities for seamless response. Let's see, jump over to mass fatality management planning, which has to do with conducting morgue operations, activate fatality management operations, direct fatality management, tactical operations, developing the programs, procedures, and systems for it. And then law enforcement agencies. What does this have to do with it? Ensuring law enforcement agencies' health and safety, as well as safeguarding the vax delivery, as well as managing surge in crime during pandemic, implementing isolation measures in correctional facilities, social unrest and public disorder, and all that stuff. Do you guys remember I just did a video on it just a few days ago regarding the updated Department of Homeland Security directive 5240.01 that has to do with lethal force on U.S. citizens when the military is working in collaboration with local law enforcement and authorities. That directive is lining directly up with the preparedness for whatever they have cooking. And the bird flu summit addressed all of this, along with the NAPAHPI agreement and the directive that just came right after they had the summit that addressed the same exact situations. Something's coming. Something is coming. I don't know what. I don't know when. I don't know how. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know. But something is coming, especially since we know that they have to tear everything down. And some people say it's just going to be World War III. Some people say it's just going to be the financial collapse. Some people say it's going to be a pandemic, which pandemic is not being talked about anymore, which I find interesting. I think it's going to be all of it. I think they are going to pull out all the stops. If you want to break everything, you have to throw everything at it. You're not going to break everything, you know, an entire side of a solid glass skyscraper by throwing, you know, ping pong balls at it. No, you got to throw another skyscraper at it. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. And they are making the steps needed to do it, which is why I don't think World War III has kicked off yet. Financial stuff's not ready yet. It's getting there. It's not ready yet. And I don't think the pandemic stuff's quite ready yet there either. It's coming. We know it's coming. But we don't know when, how, or what.